Manny Banuelos is back in the system. He actually looked pretty good in the spring, and he's looked pretty good to start the year at AAA as well.
Really good to start the year at AAA, and probably almost a little bit better than he looked the first time around.
Who are some other guys maybe who you've got your eye on that people should know about?
Hayden Wisniewski, bro, he's nasty.
I go off what my strengths are. So if my slider is good and it plays against the hitter, then I'll test it. And it resulted in less fastballs, and that's kind of just been the game plan.
One of the first kind of big promotions of the season is the Yankees sending Ken Waldachuk up to the Rail Riders for his first taste of AAA, and he made a pretty good debut, struck out 9 in 5 1/3 innings, and I think we'll be seeing a lot more from him.
Right now, I want to get back to throwing 5-6 innings at a time. But just staying healthy is my main thing right now. I feel like as long as I do that and I stay out there on the field, everything will just take care of itself.
The day felt long, and then but then after, so I was just looking forward to it a lot. And but then once it got there, I felt pretty comfortable out there, pretty relaxed. The team made me feel, warm in the clubhouse and all that. So it was a lot of fun.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Pinstripe Prospective here on SNY. I'm Sweeney Murti along with Connor Foley. Connor, that was a pretty good look back at some of our fabulous guests here. Unfortunately, we might not see them around here for a while.
No, I think we expected the Yankees to be very active at the trade deadline, and they certainly were. But I think what surprised some people is just how many of their top pitching prospects they had to deal away in order to get guys like Frankie Montas into the rotation, Andrew Benintendi into the lineup, and Scott Effross into the bullpen. And it costs prospects to get those guys, and the Yankees paid that price.
The Yankees made those acquisitions without sacrificing some of their top prospects that we've talked about, guys like Anthony Volpe and Oswald Peraza. Let's take a deeper look at what's been happening in the Yankees minor league system. We've had conversations this week with two of the managers of the system. First up, with the Double-A Somerset Patriots, is Dan Fiorito. Dan, I guess the first place to start with you is the Yankees' top prospect that you've had the pleasure of managing for 2 consecutive years now, and Anthony Volpe. What are some of those things specifically that you've seen him improve on from, say, this time a year ago?
Yeah, so just watching Anthony every day, he's certainly a special player, but just seeing his growth, even in the box. I know he threw up incredible numbers last year. The industry is buzzing about him, which is so clear why, but I think just day in and day out, just seeing him facing Double-A arms, seeing how he's controlled the zone better and better as this season gone on has been really impressive, and he's doing an incredible job in the box. And then defensively, man, he makes some unbelievable plays at shortstop, and on the bases, he was leading Double-A and stolen bases for a while, so just getting a little bit better feel and knowing his spots to run, and he's literally every part of his game is improving a little bit on top of the season he had last year, which is really impressive.
Dan, you guys have had Austin Wells for a little while now, and he had maybe like a week-long slump when he first got promoted. What happened since then to, get him back to his normal self?
For Austin, he just kept working. He notices like the little things in his swing that he's able to, pick up on and make an adjustment. But a lot of times just for him, just controlling his zone when he's doing that, it's something that he does very, very well. He puts together amazing at-bats. And one thing I've seen, especially from Hudson Valley to this year, is just like the arm strength continues to get better. And he puts so much time into that. But as far as like pitchers love throwing at him. He does a great job of game planning. But it's something that he's so invested in. Like, he works so hard at this every single day with Aaron Bosky, our catching coach.
Dan, I've heard people around the game this year rave about the kinds of arms you have at Double-A. And I'm curious if you can kind of take us through a couple of these guys.
To start off with Randy, I love his delivery, just very athletic. And then he comes at you. He's up to mid-90s with a 2-seam fastball running. He's got a cutter that he'll use versus lefties, and then a huge sweeping slider curveball that has crazy spin rate on it, over 3,000. So he's able to get a ton of swing and misses with that. And he's someone, when he gets in a groove and he's working fast, he can go out there and dominate. Will Warren has been incredible. This is just his first full year, and he's already in Double-A. He's thrown up tremendous numbers here already. But same thing with him, mid-90s with a two-seam fastball, running and sinking in on hitters. He induces a lot of ground balls. But then I just love his pitch usage, his ability to use his curveball, slider, and changeup. He's got plus breaking balls, and he's able to use them all at a clip that keeps hitters off bounce. And it's when you watch him, it's clear reasons why he's already at this level.
Sean Boyle came up to AAA last year, threw a 7-inning no-hitter for the Rail Riders. And for fans who maybe haven't seen him pitch, it's kind of, there's Nestor Cortez sort of funkiness and maneuverability to him on the mound. Is that just like a different thing to see these days where the rest of the world is throwing 95 and above, and you get a guy like Sean coming in and it's just different for hitters?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is different, but I think for as long as baseball's been around, if you're able to keep hitters off balance up there and you're able to hit spots, certainly his stuff goes far, but he has the stuff too. His fastball velo has improved this year. Just seeing him get up to 93, 94 here with that movement, and then you add the command, I mean, that's a special arm, and there's obvious reasons why he's been able to dominate here over the last 2 months.
Thanks to Dan Fiorito with the Double-A Somerset Patriots. And now checking in with High A Hudson Valley, this is manager Tyson Blaser. Well, Tyson, you've had a couple of weeks to take in the Jasson Dominguez experience. What's it been like?
It's an experience. It's been good. I was able to create a relationship with Jasson last year at the FCL level, and got to see his talents on full display every day. So then getting to see him up here, it's kind of been cool to see his growth. Not seeing him at the beginning of the season and comparing him to last year. So it's been good.
Tyson, not only is he super young for the level, and that's probably already a little bit of a chore that he's got to work with, he's also a switch hitter. How much more work does that entail than just having to worry about one side of the plate?
Yeah, if you've got small kids or anything at home, it's like, all right, let's make him a switch hitter, and then you realize about the first week or two into it, you're like, this is hard. So when guys do it at this level, it's very, very, very difficult, and there is a lot of maintenance. I would say right now that the lefty swing is a little bit in front of the righty swing. But both play at a high level. We've seen the power on the right-handed side. We've seen a little bit more barrel and bat control on the left-handed side. But yeah, it does. It's more maintenance, and these guys are professionals. They go about it, and he gets his swings in every single day from both sides. So it's just us making sure we're managing workloads and making sure that he's not overdoing it and that he's still getting his work in. But it is very difficult, and he's doing an amazing job at it.
Tyson, you guys have had Trey Sweeney for the whole season. What's the difference between Sweeney on opening day and where he's at right now?
Sweeney on opening day to now, I think there's a lot of differences. His defense has come a long ways. His pre-pitch routine, his pre-pitch hop, it's more consistent every single day. He's getting the balls to his glove hand and his arm side a lot better. So working on his backhand, which continues to improve. So just seeing those improvements from day one to now has been great. And then continuing for him to swing at good pitches. He's very, very gifted. He's got very good bat to ball skills. And so if a ball's in the zone, he tends to swing and he can put the ball in play. Sometimes the results aren't great because he's swinging at a pitcher's pitch and a pitch that's tough to handle. So it's the growth for him is continuing to swing at pitches that he can handle, knowing that he's going to do damage on pitches that he can handle, and not necessarily a ball that, even though it's a strike, might not be the best pitch to swing at. And I think him knowing that and learning his swing, he's shown growth from the beginning of the season to now.
Tyson, one of the guys who's actually on the Yankees 40-man roster, he has been for a couple of years, is Yoendrys Gomez. And he's finally healthy, and he's made like 7 starts for you guys maybe. So far the results have been really good. What have you been seeing?
I've been seeing the results as well. They are pretty good. It's fun to have a guy like that on the team. He's got a special fastball, one that has some characteristics that just make it hard to square up. Guys, before we had all the analytic data, you're like, oh, he's that fastball gets on you, or it's got an invisible fastball, and right, he's just got a high ride guy. He's got some characteristics. It's got a little bit of movement. Guys have a hard time squaring it up. So we're coupling that with continuing to refine his secondary stuff and get him a slider that continues to play. And really making sure that he stays healthy and good with his routines, I think will help him along that route. So as long as he continues to do what he's doing here, you're going to continue to hear the name and see the name.
And finally, time for an alternate angle. Conor, the injury this week to Matt Carpenter opens the door to Miguel Andujar, who's had kind of a frustrating season, but a productive one at AAA.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the fans have certainly been clamoring for guys like Oswald Peraza to come up or Esteban Florial to come up. The Yankees are in a position right now where, surprisingly, they have to replace a lot of production from Matt Carpenter. And in the middle of a postseason race, the guy you want is the guy who's done it before. And that's Miguel Andujar, who is the same guy he's always been. He's hitting barrels and crushing doubles, and he's been a really, really good presence in the Rail Riders lineup.
He was certainly disappointed in not getting an earlier call and perhaps even being traded out of the organization, but an opportunity for Andujar in this short term. Hey, make sure to check out the archive here on SNY.TV for past episodes of Pinstripe Perspective. For Connor Foley, I'm Sweeney Murti. Thanks for watching.